It is 12 noon. Welcome in. It's Football Friday. Mike Rodak from Bama 247. He will be one of our weekly guests on Friday as we talk about the Alabama Crimson Tide. We are 8 days away from them taking on the Florida State Seminoles. A lot of discussion this morning about the 9-game SEC conference schedule that was made official yesterday afternoon by Commissioner Greg Sankey as the presidents voted to move forward. I was told that a schedule could be potentially presented relatively quickly. Ross Dellinger, I believe, from Yahoo Sports, he reported that it might not come until December, so we'll wait and see. The SEC obviously has schedule models, and they've probably looked at a many of schedule models, and we'll see when that comes to fruition. Joining us now on the Higginbotham Hotline, talk a little Alabama football, is Mike Rodak from Bama 247. Mike, I hope the summer has been well for you.
It's been going well, and yeah, just to hit off your last point, Greg Sankey was on Paul's show yesterday, and he specifically said December is when they're planning on doing their TV show to reveal the schedule, because every league needs to have a TV show now to do a schedule reveal, so that's their plan.
All right, but let's start there with the schedule before we get to the nuts and bolts of what's going on with the Alabama roster and scrimmages and so forth. Your thoughts on the 9-game SEC schedule, and I had posted this on Twitter yesterday because based on the data from 2 years ago, it would have had Alabama playing Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee as the three permanent opponents. What do you think about those three, and where do you think ultimately it will end up for Alabama with those three permanent opponents?
Yeah, I mean, coming from an NFL background personally, I'm always in favor of playing more good games. I think the whole idea of Alabama playing Utah State or Middle Tennessee or whoever was always very foreign to me. I understand the history of it in college football, but I think people just want to watch a good game. And if 9 games means eliminating one of those games, then good. Now, I'm not even sure that will be the case. If you saw Greg Burns' statement last night, he's going to reevaluate Alabama's non-conference scheduling, and maybe it's possible they cancel some of those, higher non-conference games that they have. But yeah, I think it's a positive. I don't know if it's going to be a positive for every team every season. I think there's obviously teams that are going to kind of be worse off because of it. But I think for fans, it's a good thing. As far as the permanent opponents, I mean, I would expect LSU to be the third one. I think a lot of people, obviously the debate there is between LSU and Mississippi State. And yes, Auburn is a rivalry game for Alabama. It's gone back and forth over the years. But when the SEC looks at the data, and I think I saw it today, there's analytics companies doing it for them. And, one of the metrics might be wins in the past 5 years, wins in the past 10 years, et cetera. Auburn's not very high on that list. And it's quite frankly getting worse for Auburn. So that's actually a game that they kind of catch a break. Alabama catches a break statistically by playing Auburn, as opposed to a higher ranked team in the SEC, a Texas or Oklahoma or somebody. So you kind of have to factor that in. You also have to factor in that Tennessee wasn't very good for a good number of years there. Butch Davis, Jeremy Pruitt, they've gotten better under Josh Heupel. I don't know if they're going to be all that good this year. So Tennessee is still in the middle of the pack in terms of wins over the last 10 years. So I don't think it's outrageous to have LSU. I don't think it's unfair. I mean, you look at Auburn having to play Georgia and Alabama by default every year. That's tough. And there's other schools like A&M, having to play Texas every year. I'd have to think who else would be on their list. I guess Arkansas maybe over there would be, there's just schools that have tougher schedules. And I don't think it's outrageous for Alabama to have to play LSU every year. I think fans like the idea of watching Alabama LSU every year. I know some people might want Mississippi State, but I ultimately think LSU is where it lands.
Mike Rodak, Bama 247, joining us on 3-man front on the Higginbotham Hotline. Mike, we heard Coach DeBoer say, hey, we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep practicing, battling it out. As far as uncertainties for you, from your vantage point, what position groups, individual players are still jockeying for position?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of starting jobs, there's not very much. I mean, there's the guard situation with Jaden Roberts, and that was a competition even before his concussion. And I think all signs right now point to Geno Vandermark and Cam Dewberry being the starters at guard. And whenever Jaden Roberts gets back from his concussion, he probably rotates into that and just kind of see where that goes. But There's really not like a starting job on this Alabama team right now that you're wondering about. Now, I would wonder about the running back distribution, without Jam Miller. I think that feels to be a pretty decent question mark. Just listening to Ryan Grubb, listening to Kalen DeBoer this week, the tone of their answers wasn't the greatest in terms of how they feel about what's behind them right now. And I think, yes, Daniel Hill, big back, bruising back. Richard Young showed some flash last year at a touchdown against Missouri. They brought in Jerry Washington out of the portal from Louisiana, but I think they really trust what Jam Miller can do. And he had a good fall camp before he got hurt. So that's a question mark. And, we'll have to see how they distribute it. We'll have to see what the weather is in Florida State. I mean, that could be a factor if it does rain, and kind of by default, Florida in August, you're probably looking at least the possibility of a pop-up storm. But if there is organized rain, you're trying to run the ball a lot, and we'll have to see how they do that. So not a whole lot of questions. And when the depth chart comes out next week, I don't know what day it will come out. I don't think there will be too many surprises, but those are just a couple of positions that there may be some level of uncertainty left at this point.
In regards to the defensive side of the ball, there's a lot of optimism about how a lot of the young guys from last year got the experience. Now it's going to be that experience. It's going to lead to that group to be potentially one of the best in the Southeastern Conference. Do you share that opinion in regards to that side of the ball?
I mean, yeah, it's a veteran group, and you're talking about 4th, 5th, 6th-year guys, and there's a lot of them. And I know people, might get excited about Keon Keeley and kind of the progress he made in the spring, or Dijon Lee coming in as a freshman and probably getting on the field right away in some capacity, or some of the other younger guys they have. But I think this defense is really going to lean on the veteran players. Obviously, Deontay Lawson, Keon Sabb, Damani Jackson's a senior. Tim Keenan's a 5th-year guy. LT Overton's a senior. James Smith is a junior. Quay Russo is a 3rd-year guy. There's a lot of veterans. And then you add in Jamarian Latham, I think is going to see more time than people think. A 6th-year guy. Deshaun Jones is probably your starting Husky, a 5th-year guy. So very experienced group. I think it's one that Kane trusts. But with every single guy, you can kind of ask a question. I don't think there's a first-round pick on this defense right now in terms of next year. There's obviously not an all-SEC, first-team all-SEC player on this defense. So with each of those guys, you can say, what's the next step for Damani Jackson? What does Deontay Lawson look like coming back from injury? What does Sabb look like coming back from injury? Can LT Overton get more sacks? Can Tim Keenan get more pressure? Can James Smith put it all together? Can Russo put it all together? So if they answer a lot of those questions, I think this defense could be great. But there are questions with each guy kind of along the way, and let's have to see how that works out.
Mike, speaking of questions, Ryan Grubb, we know what he can do. We saw what he did at Washington, highly thought of. What are the questions that you have for Alabama's offense from a schematic standpoint as we enter week 1?
Yeah, I still want to see where that run-pass balance falls. I think you look at Grubb and DeBoer's history, they're a very pass-heavy offense statistically. They also had the guys to do it at Washington. You're bringing in a less experienced quarterback with 0 career starts. And Ty, are you able to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game with Ty right away? I think is one question. And I think they want to run the ball more than people think. That's been a theme for Ryan Grubb. You just mentioned it again this week. He said the running game is going to determine how far we go this season. So it's not just the running backs. And I think there's questions about the running backs, as I mentioned before, but it's also the tight end room. I think how well does that tight end room block in the running game is a storyline when you lose 2 very good blockers in C.J. Dupree and Robbie Oates to the draft, and you don't really know what that's going to look like. Josh Cuevas is one of those guys, and who's the other? The offensive line, like I said, at guard, you're trying to figure out, what does that look like? So the running game and how much they run and how effectively they can run, I think is a bigger storyline than people think. But obviously everybody wants to see the passing game take a huge step and be more effective and be more just prolific in general than what it was last year with Jalen.
Mike Rodak from Batman 247 joins us here on Three Man Front as we kind of take a preview at this Alabama football team as they get ready to take on Florida State. Many times when you look at a team's schedule, you might identify a couple of games, maybe mid-season, and say, you know what, that is a trap game, or that's the definition of a trap game. With Alabama going to Florida State and so many questions, especially at the quarterback position for Alabama breaking in a new one, and Florida State having a new offense and defensive coordinator, would you consider this game against Florida State a trap game?
Trap game, no, but interesting game, yes. I think for me, like I'll define trap game as something coming off a bigger game. And in this case, it's your first game, so I think the focus has been on this game, which is a positive for Alabama. Obviously, Vandy last year was your trap game coming off of the Georgia game. You have Vandy again coming off the Georgia game this year. If that's a trap game, like something's wrong. Like if players don't get the message going to the Vandy game this year, that would be an issue. To me, it's the game after the Vandy game, which is going to Missouri, sleepy little Columbia, Missouri, 11 a.m. kickoff. That game would scare me a little bit in October, second weekend in October. But Florida State also poses problems because you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what Gus Malzahn's offense looks like at Florida State. You don't know what Tommy Castellanos looks like with the Florida State players around him. You do have tape of him with Gus at UCF. You don't know what the defense looks like. So there's the newness factor there, and I think there's enough continuity with Alabama that Florida State probably is a better idea of what Alabama could do. Granted, the change in quarterback, but the crowd's going to be into it. We'll have to see what the weather's like. It's not an easy game by any means, and I think that's sort of reflected in the spread, which is still around 13. That's not even. I might put it closer to 10 personally. It's a game that Alabama should win, but it's not an automatic game by any means.
Wow, can you imagine if not only they don't cover, but they lose? what your website and what this radio show is going to experience on that Monday afterwards on Labor Day? That would be something else.
I think we'll hit our August numbers.
Well, we might hit the rest of the year numbers there, Mike, depending on what happens.
No, it was a big October for us last year. I put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, your Paramount bosses and our bosses in New York at Cumulus, they might be, might be a little something extra in the old stocking if that happens.
But I'll say this too. I was telling Conrad before it came on. It also does feel like the Wisconsin game last year, where you went into it, you're like, man, this crowd might be tough. This might be a tough game, and then Van Dyke in that case goes down quickly, and that game was over before it really started. So it could be like that too. I mean, it's a possibility, but personally, I think it's probably going to be an actual game that stretches into the second half.
Mike, did you remember that Emmanuel Henderson was playing at Kansas now?
I did, because their special teams coach actually mentioned him. Alabama's special teams coach mentioned him in a video interview and said that he was the best gunner in the SEC last year on punt coverage.
All right, so be honest. Until you heard that, did you remember that he played at Kansas?
Vaguely,
Mike,
vaguely.
come on, Mike.
I like to take pride in being a nerd.
You can't bowl
about
two
some
bowlers.
of the portal stuff, in some of the depth chart stuff, and some of the roster stuff. Like that's my wheelhouse.
Well, major kudos. Then.
So I will say, I knew that.
Well, we did not remember.
No, we didn't. I came across his name and I was like, wait a second.
And how about
He's at
this,
Kansas?
Mike? In the process, I'm looking at the depth charts, and I just scroll down to the defensive side, and there's a kid that Pat coached in Little League that transferred from Texas, starting at defensive end.
Yeah, Justice Finkley. Yeah, isn't that something?
I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's at Kansas. He played at Hewitt-Trussville, and he went to Texas for 2 years, and now he's at Kansas.
That sums up the transfer portal.
Yeah,
that'll make you feel young.
Oh, tell me about it. Big time. All right, Mike, enjoy your final weekend. You got a honey-do list this weekend? What are you doing? Painting the house? Doing yard work? What are you doing?
I just finished mowing the lawn, and I came inside to take this call. I'm going to go back outside and start blowing.
What kind of grass you got?
Zoysia.
I do
good.
too.
I'm also a grass nerd. So
watch that thatch, though. I'm sure you do, but watch that thatch.
Yeah, it's relatively new, so it hasn't developed too much thatch yet, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Hey, hit it with a little bit of that 10-10-10. Georgia loves it.
Okay.
See? You grass nerds.
Yeah, I'm a grass nerd too.
All right, Mike, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
You got it, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thanks. That's Mike Rodak. Joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services.
Our friends at Prize Picks. Yes, Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. You can join millions of users. Sign up today. Prize Picks is really simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can win cash, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. It's really simple. You're going to download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win. How about this? We're going to go college ranks, Conrad. College foosball. Coming up tomorrow. Got a couple of player projections.
Oh, I thought you were talking about there's a big foosball tournament tonight.
I don't know if they offer. I don't think Prize Picks offers foosball. Let's go Kansas State quarterback Avery Johnson. They're in Dublin. All right. 200.5 passing yards. Over more or less than 200.5?
I've been doing my research for Bet It or Forget It. He threw for 240 last year against Iowa State, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So we're going more for Avery Johnson because he did it last year. He's going to do it again tomorrow.
All right. We're going to see if you know. We'll go more there. E.J. Warner, Kurt's son. I saw him when he played UAB. He was a quarterback at Temple. He is now at Fresno. E.J. Warner, 184.5 passing yards tomorrow. More or less?
I would go more for him as well. I don't think Kansas defensively is great. So, yeah, we'll go more for Kurt Warner Jr.
All right. If those guys go more on their player projections, me and Conrad are a winner. You can be a winner as well. Prize Picks, run your game. We are 13 minutes away from the first installment of the college football season of Bet It or Forget It. The reigning champion, she is primping right now, about to go and put on her tiara, her championship tiara. We got to keep Molly from winning. Bet It or Forget It at 12:30. We continue the Friday edition of Three Man Front.
We're just 9 minutes away. Bet It or Forget It. Week 0. It's really quiet during the commercial break. I had to go to my office. Not a word was said. Everybody's doing their last-minute cramming. They want to get out of the gate quick. They want to get a couple wins under their belt. Conrad's in there going over some bogus Vegas Insider account I saw him on. Molly's over here on Vision.com trying to figure some stuff out. Landrum's cool as a cucumber over there. He's just kind of double-checking some stats, some numbers.
Just double-checking, making sure all the numbers are right.
Yeah.
All my kids' coursework, they're in. Everybody's eligible.
Yep.
Why do you get to be the one that's cool, calm, and collected?
Because he has been. I mean, I've been sitting here watching him.
He looks pretty frazzled to me.
He's prepared.
I agree,
He's
Conrad.
ready.
If this is me frazzled, then call me frazzled.
I think they just did.
He was coming in here giving me a pep talk like 30 minutes ago.
I know. I was trying to encourage
Just trying to
you.
get in your head.
I'm trying
I know.
I'm trying to encourage you more.
And then Molly's coming in here throwing all these stats around to try to get me to sway my picks.
I am.
I don't know what to make of it.
Is that what you were doing?
No, we were just talking about how fun of a slate this is.
Don't you take my stat.
I'm not.
Don't.
Whoa,
I'm not.
whoa. Whoa. We have some insider trading going on here?
Time out.
Well, if you guys would look at the social media that I post, you would know what he said.
What'd you post?
Your prediction.
Oh.
For farm
that.
I was there for it.
that,
I don't have to go back and watch
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. That seemed a little weird.
It did.
Okay.
But it's cool. It is what it is.
No, there was no conversation.
It's on social media if you want to go watch it.
If you listen to one of the angles that I always have when I talk about games, especially in the MAC, I was just referring to a specific weather condition.
Yeah, I haven't checked the barometric pressure yet. Need to do that.
See if that low formed in the North Atlantic.
Yeah.
That could affect what's going on in Dublin. Just saying.
I was thinking you were talking about Bowling Green.
I was talking about Dublin.
I was looking at weather there.
Well, you can look at weather there too.
Well, need to. We got a game there.
So the College Sports Commission It was announced this morning that they're going to release data each month on deals beginning in September. So they're going to be transparent. Maybe the College Football Playoff Committee will take note.
Are these their enhanced metrics, Pat?
Possibly. High school recruits will be required to submit previous deals when they enroll in school. Check out this number. Between June the 11th and August the 20th, more than 5,100 NIL deals have been cleared by the College Sports Commission. The deals have ranged between $600 and $1.5 million. Pretty amazing. So from June 11th to August 20th, 5,100 NIL deals have been cleared by the College Sports Commission, and it ranges anywhere between $600 and $1.5 million. That is amazing. That much money. Does that surprise you? That $1.5 million is the highest?
I guess not now, even though we know some players are making more money than that, but I guess some of that goes into you probably have multiple NIL deals when we're talking about the guys making $3+ million. But yeah, I don't know. Who is that? The Texas Tech, one of their recruits that got the $1.5 million probably?
Probably. But it's interesting that the high schoolers, and you'll be able to see this report starting in September.
So is that where, do we think that's where because what did it say on the low end, $600?
Yes.
Do we think that's where that's coming from?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Yep. So that will be made to the open public coming up. We can see that we got some text messages. We have not gone to the mini texts today. So let's do that here at 205-834-9450.
Bama Hater says, Pat, are you going to allow me to participate in you guys' pick'em contest?
It's not me allowing anything. It's just the members of the show. You can play along at home, and you can.
Is he talking about
I think he's talking about
the pool?
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about the pool?
Yeah, I'm looking for my email. I need to make sure that I'm.
We're not doing that until next week, right?
Yeah, it won't start till next week.
Okay, so I got time.
Yeah.
I still need to pay you.
If Bama Hater would like to be a part of that, he is absolutely welcome.
I remember the email.
I thought he was talking about bet it or forget it.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the pool.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the football pool. Better forget it'd be tough.
Oh, football pool house, sure. Absolutely.
Did you email that link like you typically do, or did you text it to me?
He texted it to us a while ago.
He might have texted.
It's been a while ago.
All right. That's good. I was going through my email, and I saw one from you. It's better to forget it week 1, and it was Georgia.
Last year.
13.5 over Clemson.
Well, since it was only a few games this week. Fine. That's why I didn't.
No, this is fun. I like doing this week 0 tune-up. And it's one more week that Conrad will have to catch up.
Thank you, Landrum.
Hey, Bama Hater, if I don't see you Tuesday, we'll get you the information if you would like to participate. More the merrier. Landrum, I just sent it back to you.
Oh, thank you.
I just sent it back to Molly too, because Molly hadn't signed up.
This one,
Conrad too.
A meme, interesting, comparing Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer, and then they use the old Cracker Barrel logo and the new Cracker Barrel logo.
Yeah, people are mad about the Cracker, which I will say it's a horrible decision by Cracker Barrel. I don't know why they're doing this, but
when was the last time you had Cracker Barrel?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay,
I love Cracker Barrel.
I never go there anymore, but it's
there's
always
not one close to you though.
No, it's good. I'll tell you what I love from Cracker Barrel, and I got the reverse engineered recipe, is their hash brown casserole. That's a hit.
When was the last time you had Cracker Barrel?
Couldn't tell you.
Is it a secret?
No, I just don't know.
You are missing out.
It's probably been years.
I will never say anything foul
so
about Cracker Barrel. I love Cracker Barrel. But have y'all seen what they've done to the interior of a lot of these Cracker Barrels now?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's awful. Taking all the character out of it.
Keller, our buddy, he was there last night. He says, Pat, sorry for interrupting you last night, but at least now my wife knows that you and Pat McAfee are two different people. Great seeing you. Yeah, Keller and his wife is outstanding, very, very nice. They're just great people, but we were glad to see them and so many others as well.
Yeah, I told Keller that too bad I don't have Pat McAfee's bank account.
If you'd worn a tank top last night, you would have looked a little more like him.
You don't have his kicking leg either.
I know.
But you have more couth.
Thank you.
I would say in public settings, for the most part, you have more manners.
Had a couple people ask me about the golf course you're designing my backyard.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had 3 different listeners that said, "Well, I guess so. If you can afford to have a moat, you can afford to have." And it was in reference to you. And I played it up. I said, "Yeah, he's an elitist. He does this for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't need a job. Just tries to stay busy."
Nope. All goes to the 501c.
Don't want to get into that particular text today. This one reads, for the near future, it looks like Texas, Georgia, and Alabama are the top 3 in the SEC. And Alabama, 3 every year games will not be against either one of the other top 2. Why was little Nick so scared? As Pat said yesterday, this could have been started 2 years ago. Alabama beats Tennessee and Auburn all the time. Can't predict the future.
And one thing's for sure, the metric that I put out on social media, it was pretty cool. This morning, 680 The Fan, they had my tweet pulled up and they were going over the teams that I had posted. And that information was based on 2 years ago on the data that, we had access to. Now it's going to be completely different now because that data 2 years ago was going back 10 years. So are they going to look at data 12 years or the last 10 years? Because it definitely is going to change because Tennessee has been more improved the last few years.
Going back to Justice Finkley, Trussville's own, now playing at Kansas. He was voted one of the team's captains for the season.
At Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh, good for Justice. He is a very soft-spoken, but he's just a really great kid.
Jason says, so I missed it. Which bandwagon did Dabian jump on last night? Ole Miss.
Hotty toddy.
Justin says, guys, just wanted you to know I had a great time last night. Enjoyed meeting you all. Won tickets to Hardy, too. Appreciate y'all. Going to try to make it out on a Tuesday soon. Justin, it was great to meet you, man. Thank you. Greg says, SEC 9 game equals what's the Big Ten going to gripe about now? Well, now they're griping about the college football playoff potential format.
Yeah, they want 72 teams. Actually, I think it was 26, but.
Drake says, wish I could have been with you guys for the party. I was a little bit under the weather. I'll catch up next year, Drake. Hope you feel better. It was great to meet you in person last year at the kickoff. This one rolls in. Morning, guys. Enjoyed the kickoff party last night. This is Burr's brother. Way to go, Pat, for taking a stand against the Joker, Mr. Rapoli. At this point, I don't believe anything he says, and kind of has that same slick talk that Art Williams of the Barracuda had right before they left him.
Oh, my goodness. Art Williams. Yep. He was a salesman. He didn't have the New York twang like Mr. Rapoli has, but, man, Art Williams, he could spin it. He had everybody thinking that Birmingham was going to be the next NFL franchise out of the Canadian Football League.
He closes with best show in town, 3-man front. Thank you so much. Tim says, just no context here. No Conrad scared like the little girl he is. I have no idea what that's.
Wow.
Wow.
That was.
Yeah, Tim doesn't like me for some reason.
You guys didn't talk last
What's
night?
not to like? No.
Oh, so this is real.
Oh, yeah, this dude does not like me. Go look at his text. He's not a fan of me.
And it bothers you. So, Tim, please keep texting.
No, he's just an Auburn fan. I don't think he likes that I'm an Alabama fan, and that's fine.
All right, we will continue with your text messages.
Does not.
But coming up next on the show, we will have our first edition as Molly's getting nervous.
Good to see you last night, Tim. I talked to Tim for 10 minutes. I had no idea.
We'll do better to forget it next on 3-Man Front. Who's ready to win some money?
Come on. Big stacks. Let's
Big
go.
Stacks.
Let's go.
Money.
Molly Robinson won last year's Bet It or Forget It crown.
Still can't believe it.
Did you finish above 500?
Yes.
Like
and it's
one game?
because in the playoff, I went on like a 10-0 run. Like I wasn't supposed to win, and then the college football playoff really helped me out.
Oh, okay. All right, what we do, we pick 5 games a week, and since there's really only 5 games that's going on tomorrow,
Let's do them all,
0,
Pat.
We're going to do 100% of the games
Every single one of them?
that's going to be played tomorrow. So this is what we call this little game, Bet It or Forget It.
The following is for entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised.
3-man fronts. Bet it or forget it.
Oh, it's that time. Week 0. We start things off in my homeland,
Trustful.
Ireland.
Oh.
I wish they were playing it trustful.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a good game.
I'd go to that one.
Kansas State and Iowa State, they are renewing their rivalry across the Atlantic Ocean in the game we know as Farmageddon. Kansas State is a 3-point favorite. Over-under is 51.5. The Wildcats are 3-1 against the spread as an underdog under their head coach. Kansas State returns 51 letter winners, the most they've had since 2003. They actually have 8 super seniors on their team. Matt Campbell, as an underdog, is 47-22 against the spread all time. The Cyclones, as we remember, they're coming off an 11-win season, and that's the most in the 133 years of Iowa State football. So let's start with the defending national Bet It or Forget It champion, Molly Robinson.
Oh, thank you guys.
Will you bet it or forget it? You gonna
of
forget
course
it?
I'm going to bet it. I'm not like Conrad. I'd never forget it. And this is not a shock. If you've been a frequent Bet It or Forget It listener and you know what I like to pick. And for this game, I'm actually going to take the under. I'm avoiding the spread because of that stat that you just gave about Matt Campbell.
Yeah, 47-22.
And I think that this will be like a 4-point game, either a 24-20 game, depending on who wins. But the reason why I like the under is because obviously this game is in a foreign land. It is in Ireland. So, you still could have some jet lag. You could be a little tired. And plus, we're kicking off with conference play. And at first I was like, well, these are 2 Big 12 teams with aspirations of winning the conference. I want to see some offense. But then I was like, nope. It's in Ireland. The barometric pressure is all out of whack, and it might rain. I'm taking the under.
Molly, very shockingly, takes the under. Landrum, how about you?
I wish you wouldn't have gone first.
I did go first.
I said I wish you wouldn't have gone first.
Because now you're going to say
Matt
that
Campbell
you copied.
just got a contract extension.
He did.
The curse of the contract extension, especially before the next game, it usually never goes well. But some of the other things that she laid out, I will not repeat. I agree with Molly. I think this game is going under the number of 51?
51.5.
51.5.
Well, I'll be a real man and I'll pick a team since somebody's going to have to win this game tomorrow. And Pat laid it out pretty well. Kansas State, a senior leading team. I know Rocco Beck, very nice quarterback for Iowa State. Avery Johnson, in my opinion, a little bit better. I know Iowa State got the better of Kansas State last year, but at least offensively speaking, Kansas State had a really, really good showing in that game for the most part. And so I think that carries over to this year. They're a more experienced team. I think Kansas State is going to be in contention for the Big 12 championship, unlike Iowa State at the end of the year. So I'm going to go Kansas State in a close one. I think it's a one-possession game, but I like Kansas State minus the 3.
Okay, so we're going to do the hook there. So we're going to do 3.5. Is that a problem for you? Because we're not doing
I'll
push.
go Kansas State. Yeah,
We're not doing
All
pushes.
in.
What a great way. I'm so glad you said that. A great way for Conrad to start.
God, I can't wait for Kansas State to win by 3 points. All right.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Well, you could have taken the under like your partners.
No.
All right, here we go. Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers minus 9.5, 60.5. That is the point total. Western Kentucky's new quarterback, Maverick McIver, is a transfer.
The pride of Abilene Christian.
That's right. He tossed for over 8,000 yards and 63 touchdowns. Sam Houston went 7-6 against the spread last year. Let's start with Landrum. I think I got an idea where he's going here. Western Kentucky or Sam Houston?
Phil Longo is now the coach at Sam Houston, if anybody forgot. He's breaking into a new quarterback as well. Sam Houston is replacing everything on the defensive side of the ball. Western Kentucky, if they can somehow tackle someone on a running play this year, that would be fantastic. I'll go with Wimp. Western Kentucky, toppers at home, minus the 10.
How about you, Conrad?
Yeah, I'm right there with Landrum. I liked Wimp's pick earlier in the show as well. I think they might have a chance to have their best quarterback they've had since Bailey Zappi was there, and we remember how good he was. But yeah, McIver threw for almost 4,000 yards last year, 30 touchdowns. I think that's going to translate well to a Western Kentucky team that we know loves to throw the football. And like Landrum brought up, new head coach for Sam Houston State, replacing a lot of guys. They had a good season last year, but I like Western Kentucky and their quarterback to get it done at home, minus the 10.5.
Molly?
Dang it. I think we're all going to take the same thing because I also have Western Kentucky covering. Now, I know that they also don't return a lot of their skill players, but, I mean, Sam Houston, it's a clean slate. So I'm also taking the Hilltoppers.
All right, next game. Fresno is at Kansas. The Jayhawks, 13.5-point favorite. 50.5 is the point total. Fresno is replacing 67% of its offensive production and 60% of its defensive production. Kansas quarterback Jalen Daniels is back for his senior campaign. He has started 33 games for the Kansas Jayhawks. And Hewitt Trustful's Justice Finkley is the team captain for Kansas. Let's start with Conrad.
Mush.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm banking this 100% on Jalen Daniels and him being healthy because we saw what Kansas was able to do late in the year last year, where they were able to knock off Iowa State, BYU, and Colorado back-to-back weeks. That looked like the Kansas team I thought we were going to get last year. With Jalen Daniels healthy, at least to start the season, I like Kansas big. I love Lance Leipold, what he's done with that program. I think Jalen Daniels, one of the very best quarterbacks in the country when healthy, and Fresno State just not great right now. So, yeah, I like Kansas to cover 13.5.
How about you, Molly?
See, I also like Kansas in this one because Fresno State, they have a new head coach who's Matt Entz, who if you watch any FCS football, you know that he was the North Dakota State head coach for all those years, won 2 national titles, but you're in the FBS now. This is different. And plus, Kansas, this is their first game in their brand new stadium. I'm taking the Jayhawks.
All right, you got the Hawks. How about you, Landrum?
This is the David Booth Family Appreciation Game. New stadium, new digs. Jayhawks going to show their appreciation. I like them big in this game.
All right, next game, UNLV and Idaho State. The Bengals are coming to Sin City. UNLV and the Dan Mullen era will start. They're a 26.5-point favorite. 65.5 is the point total. The Rebels last played the Bengals back in 2022 and beat them by 32 points. So let's start with Molly.
Oh, please don't let me down, Dan Mullen. But I'm actually taking UNLV in this one. Obviously, when you look at the history books, but we did see that Dan Mullen is going to want to utilize both of his quarterbacks. So I expect UNLV to score often, and I really don't expect Idaho State to really. That's why I'm staying away from the over/under. Also, the Rebels, they are 22-5 in a streak right now of a cover streak in their non-conference games. So, please don't let me down, Dan Mullen, but I'm taking UNLV in the points.
All right.
Even though it's a lot.
How about you, Conrad?
Yeah, this one's tricky. I'll be honest, this is the toughest one. There's a part of me that wanted to roll with Brett Norsworthy, whose bold prediction yesterday was Idaho State to cover the 26.5. I think UNLV is going to win this one handily, but I just don't feel like Idaho State. It's the first game of a season. UNLV is a significantly better team. I think they'll put up a good number of points, but I don't know that I can expect Idaho State to do the same. So I'm actually going to take the under in this game. So I'm going to go under 65.5.
You remember Alex Orji, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback for UNLV. Mm-hmm. You knew who's playing in the slot for UNLV? Joe Earl.
Oh. Good for him.
With all of that being said, I will take Idaho State with Mr. Norsworthy.
Oh, we all picked different. That's good.
All right. Final game. Stanford is visiting Hawaii. It's the first time since 2000 that an ACC team has played in the island state. Hawaii is a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under is 49.5. Frank Reich, he is the interim head coach of the Stanford Cardinal. If you think back last year, Hawaii hosted UCLA and lost 16-13. Timmy Chang, who is the head man for the Rainbow Warriors, he has gone 15-7 against the spread when he plays at home. Chang has cashed 6 straight times as a home underdog. And one other stat for you, Hawaii is 11-2 against the spread in season opening games against FBS opponents. So let's start with Landrum.
Ain't nothing but a thing when we're talking about Timmy Chang. Give me Hawaii. They're in that athletic complex. You don't ever want to go and line up on a Saturday play there. The only luck with the Cardinal will be Andrew, who will be traveling in that party. It's going to go bad. Give me the Rainbow Warrior Wahine.
Conrad.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't watch a lot of Stanford or Hawaii football unless it's in the background or late at night, and it's just something to have on the television. But a lot of people, everyone seems to be going on Hawaii now. I know Stanford, a lot of people expect them to be really, really bad this year. I don't think they're going to be great, but everyone's picking Hawaii, so I'm going to go Stanford. I think Stanford covers and gets the win, so I'll take Stanford plus 2.5.
I'm taking Hawaii. When you're Stanford and you've lost to like a Sacramento State and a San Jose State in the past couple of years, I'm sticking with the Rainbow Warriors.
All right, that is the first edition of Bet It or Forget It for this week. A lot of different games. Somebody is going to potentially take a nice lead based on all the different picks. So
or a nice lump.
That's right. So much so. Coming up at 1 o'clock, we'll talk high school football with Kyle Parmalee. This is Jocks on a Football Friday. That was fun, the first edition of Bet It or Forget It. Best of luck for all the participants.
I got my adrenaline going a little bit.
Yeah, I saw you over there on your that account in which you can wager $1 now and again. So you got the fever now.
Still got that money in that account.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
3 years running now.
That's really good.
Yep.
That you have not had to make a deposit.
Nope.
That's strong.
Just let it ride. That original $20 still sitting there.
That's good. Get back to school in a new GMC from Courtesy GMC in Trussville. You'll find the lowest prices in the Southeast at Courtesy GMC. And right now, you can get these amazing deals. How about on the GMC Sierra 1500, up to $17,000 off a brand new truck. Sierra 2500 HD, get up to $13,000 off this powerful heavy-duty pickup. Yukon XL, save up to $5,000 on these top-performing SUVs. The 2026 Acadias, they have arrived. I drive the Acadia AT4. I love this off-road oriented trim level. The AT4 is designed for drivers who want a balance of rugged capability and, of course, premium comfort. Every new GMC comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty for long-lasting peace of mind. Go by and see them this weekend. Drew Lawley, Josh Gargis, and the fantastic team. They're at Courtesy GMC, located in Trussville, right off of I-459, exit 32. You're not going to find a better deal on a brand new GMC anywhere in the Southeast. They're in Trussville. Visit their online inventory at courtesybirmingham.com.
I was just telling Conrad and Molly in the break now, after the exercise of the Justice Finkley and now the JoJo Earl is playing at UNLV, that's just going to be a fun exercise. Just randomly go and click on a team, go through their depth chart, and see how many names you recognize.
That's something.
And UNLV got some dudes out of the portal now.
And Mike, how about Mike Rodak like bowing up on us and flexing?
I don't like that. I don't like it.
You didn't like that?
Didn't like it at all. It's week 0, Mike.
We got a long year.
We're on edge.
That's right.
I do love that he's a grass nerd.
How about that? He was doing his honeydew. He came inside to do the interview, and then he's back out hard at it.
I bet he's not on a 0 turn like you. That's the thing. If we took our passion for grass and your landscape and your mower, we'd have the perfect combination.
Would be.
You just like to go fast.
I do.
You don't like to take your time, every little blade. It's like to zoom through it, don't you?
Now I got leaves falling. Now I got to get a new attachment.
You ought to drive that thing from your house to the stadium tonight. Put two long flags on it.
I could get there pretty quick.
You could.
All right, Kyle Parmalee is going to join us next. Toss high school football week 0 next.